I actually was born and raised on a small family farm in the western part of Illinois. And if you would have asked me, way back when I was still a kid on the farm, what you wanted to do when you grow up, being a university professor would not have been the answer. I was going to stay home and take over the family farming operation once Dad retired. I realized there were two very important people in my life who did not share that vision. One was named Dad, the other was named Mom. And they said, no, we would like you to continue on your education at college. Hager, professor of weed science here in the Department of Crop Sciences at the University of Illinois. Actually, this May began my 32nd year here at the University of Illinois. Moved up through the faculty ranks to the rank of professor, which in my appointment, 70% of what I do is actually extension related, and then 30% is actually research related. And over time, it's really become a position where what we do in the research part, the 30% part, comes from what we learn in the 70% part. What are the challenges? What are the farmers telling us that they need in terms of new information on weeds or new strategies, or what about this technology, or what about this new product that may be entering into the marketplace? So it's really a lot about doing the very applied, field-oriented research, a little bit of greenhouse work in here also, but then taking that information back to the farmers to try to give them that answer to those questions. The phone rang one night and there was an open position here at Illinois. And so I came and interviewed for it and was selected for that, and that was 32 years ago. My predecessor, Dr. McGlamry, shared a very important piece of advice with me before he retired. He said, Aaron, in these kind of positions, you have to guard your credibility. He said, if you lose your credibility in this business, you might as well find something else to do. The most important part of what I really do on a day-to-day basis is try to, again, deal with what the challenges are that the farmers are telling us that they really need help with. When I started here at Illinois, I really had no aspirations of being a high-powered, high-impact researcher at all. I'm more along the lines of, what can I do, what can I learn that I can then pass along to somebody else, and hopefully that's the solution that they're looking for. But I've always been one who has really tried to focus more on building the relationships with the farmers, with the custom applicators, with the input suppliers, because so many decisions are made at those levels anymore. When I started here, it was not uncommon to have a lot of conversations with individual farmers, about what they wanted to do in their weed control program this year and what we would rotate to the following year, for example. But more and more, it's evolved into relationships and dealing with individuals who are now, a lot of the suppliers for the individual farmers. The ag media folks have been some of the best ones to ever work with, because they really want to tell the story, but they want to tell it as accurately and precisely as they can. And, having the ability to work with the ag media down through the years has been a very rewarding experience for me. But I always thought hopefully there was something I could do to make a contribution back. If it's not actual, being the farmer, doing the farming itself, is there something that I could do? Can I learn something that could be beneficial to those people who are actually doing that? The best part about this really has always been the people that I've been able to work with. I think we've been able to accomplish a lot of firsts. We've identified certain types of resistance, the first instance anywhere in the world. But again, the rewarding part is that, look, we did this work, and then I was the one who was very fortunate to be able to turn that around and take the messaging back out to the farming community and say, this is what we found, this is what we know. These are the things that we don't know about this yet, but here's the recommendations that we have formed based on what we've been able to learn so far. It's a huge industry, even just here in the state of Illinois, but in reality, it's small because of the people.